How African slaves influenced American diet. Do you like to drink Coca-Cola? You can thank African slaves. They brought the cola nut, one of the main parts of the Coca-Cola, to what is now the United States. West Africans chewed the nut for its caffeine. African slaves also brought watermelon, okra, yams, black-eyed peas, and some peppers. These foods are commonly eaten in the US today. They show how Africans forced into slavery, beginning in the 1500s, influenced the American diet. Frederick Opie wrote a book about some of the foods that connect Africa and America. The book is called Hog and Hominy, Soul Food from Africa to America. Opie also teaches history at Babson College in Massachusetts. He says, if you know what people eat, you can find out where they're coming from. Opie explains that people who were bringing African slaves to North America wanted to keep them alive and earn a profit. As a result, Africans on the slave ships were fed food they knew and liked. Those foods landed along with the people. Opie explains that fruits and vegetables brought from Africa grew well in America. One reason is because African slaves planted their own gardens to help feed themselves. In time, the plants from Africa slowly moved from gardens of the enslaved to those of the wealthy and powerful. For example, the homes of US Presidents George Washington and Thomas Jefferson had gardens planted with seeds from Africa. Those fruits and vegetables influenced the way cooks make pies in America. In England, pies were made with meat. African Americans took the English meat pie and made it with fruit or vegetables such as sweet potatoes. Kelly Dietz is with Stratford Hall in the US state of Virginia and the writer of a book about the influence of Virginia's enslaved cooks. It is called Bound to the Fire. Virginia's slave cooks included Hercules, a man who worked in the home of George Washington. Washington's family loved Hercules' cooking. Washington's step-grandson described Hercules as one of the best chefs in America. Washington praised Hercules' cooking so much the president was reportedly angered and surprised when Hercules escaped and sought his own freedom. For the most part, writer Kelly Dietz says the skilled black chef has been written out of American history. In fact, both their work and their skill influenced American food. For example, enslaved cooks developed gumbo, jambalaya, pepper pot, and a mix of green leafy vegetables and pork called Hoppin' John, says Dietz. And, she adds, some ways of cooking that are well known in the US today were reported in West Africa before 1500. They include deep frying fish and barbecuing meats. Dietz says these kind of foods were critical to the creation of Southern and, in time, American food. Many of these foods with roots in African American culture came to be known as soul food. History professor and author Frederick Opie says the name was created during the Black Power movement of the mid to late 1960s.